I'm Nyomi Gonzalez.
And I'm Kyle DeRiemer, and this is the CHC Insider. On this week's Insider, a focus on fair trade and some pretty fair runners while we're at it.
But first, it's showtime for some CHC actors. They've been busy rehearsing for this weekend's production of A Streetcar Named Desire. The original was written by famed playwright Tennessee Williams, who named it after an actual streetcar in New Orleans. The show won every award available on Broadway, then was turned into a movie with Marlon Brando in 1951.
You know, I've been on to you from the start, and not once did you pull the wool over this boy's eyes.
Well, I say, ha ha! Do you hear me? Ha ha ha! I'm gonna call the police!
Our own actors and director face the challenge of staging a play that is filled with emotion.
Tennessee Williams is known for making his plays very real and very hardcore, and this play is no exception. It just shows what life can be without any of the flowery edges, so to speak. And I think our particular performance does portray his work very well.
The original Streetcar included one of the most famous lines in movie history, Marlon Brando's cry of pain.
Hey, Stella!
That role is played by Will Shoemaker.
Stella!
Well, Stanley, a lot of his power just comes from an unspoken energy about him, a sexual energy about him, a rage. He's just very angry, animalistic, ape-like, but he's got just a power about his character that doesn't always need to be spoken. So that's one of the hardest things to capture, definitely.
Well, Blanche is a very complex character. She lives off of fantasy rather than reality. She's also an alcoholic, and she also lost her job as a teacher because she flirted with many of her students. So she's very promiscuous, and she relies on alcohol to solve all of her problems, and she doesn't believe that reality exists. She wants to create quote-unquote magic for everybody.
That's on the Virgo.
Yeah, what's Virgo?
Virgo the Virgin. Ha!
Stella is married to Stanley Kowalski, and he's an abusive husband, and I am pregnant, and I'm also Blanche's sister. I have to choose between my husband and my sister.
You're lying to me. Something has.
Well, our rehearsal schedule has definitely been pretty frenzied. It feels like we have not had very much time to put this together, but I mean, we're going to pull it off because we have to. We don't really have any other choice.
We have put so much into this, and they're like my family, and I love them dearly, and they've been working so hard, and I'm proud of all of them, and I can't wait for this coming weekend to put on the show.
CHC's production of Streetcar will be in the Mother House Auditorium, Friday and Saturday at 8 o'clock, Sundays matinees at 3, and tickets are free for students.
You've probably noticed various events around CHC that focus on hunger and poverty. One of them was last week's Fair Trade Cafe in the Music Corridor. The Insider's own Mike Reed was there and has this report.
There was chocolate, coffee, and clothing. All the items at the Fair Trade Cafe were grown and produced in third world countries and marketed in a very unique way.
It's about pretty much cutting out the middleman and giving to the countries and to the workers who work on the clothing, who are working in the fields, the coffee beans, cocoa beans, whatever it is, and it's giving them the money that they deserve.
This event included CHC students and outside vendors, all of them sharing a common goal.
This project is for women in developing countries and men, but mostly women, so that they can have a decent income and decent living, and they don't have to be sold into prostitution.
So why is coffee always part of the debate about global poverty?
Coffee is bought by a lot of middlemen and sold to roasters around the world. And so there are a lot of levels and layers in between the farmer and the end user, the consumer, when they buy their cup of coffee. What we try to do in representing fair trade is the money goes directly back to the farmers rather than paying those middlemen. So the farmers get a fairer price for their coffee to raise their standard of living.
This was part of Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week. You supporting the Fair Trade Cafe, and why'd you buy these hats?
Well, we bought these hats to support the fair trade. We also bought this coffee. We were selling a bunch of bags. It was buy a bag, save a tree for $1. It was to prevent from using paper bags and plastic bags and putting them into water. So.
And so why did you buy the hat? Are you supporting the Fair Trade Cafe?
I am supporting it, but I also just like the hat because it's cool. I've got to admit, I like it.
Look for other events on the CHC campus this week and next.
Buy a bag, save a tree. Buy a bag, save a tree.
For the CHC Insider, I'm Mike Reed.
This was a banner year for the CHC men's cross-country team, and especially two runners who just keep getting better. The Insider's own Dan Kellen has the story.
It's a sport where there is much pain but little glory. A typical meet means running about 5 miles in all kinds of weather, trying to go a little faster than last time. This year's team included Mike Cavanaugh and Will Shoemaker, the first two CHC athletes to receive all conference honors in the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference. And even though cross-country seems like the ultimate individual sport, both runners give credits to their teammates.
We're all out there doing the workouts every day together, putting in the same amount of work, you know, sweating the same, hurting the same. And so I've got that knowledge when I'm out there racing that I've got the entire team doing the same thing that I am, and that my performance is going to affect them and how well we do as a team. I've got that responsibility not to let them down.
If you ask any cross-country runner about the sport, male or female, they'll tell you about the grueling practices, the dedication, and the pain.
I keep trying to break through the walls of pain that I hit, and every time you come to a wall, you meet yourself, and you're going to answer the question of, are you going to give up, or are you going to break through? And I think for me, it's a continual breaking through of walls of pain, and I keep challenging myself throughout the race, and every time I think I'm slowing down or somebody's getting away from me in the race, I continually just, you know, try and take a deep breath in and just keep challenging myself until before you know it, the race is over, and you're either on the ground or you're up, but it's over and it's all done.
It becomes a whole lifestyle for you, you know. At least for me personally, it affects everything in my life. It just becomes a mindset that I use in anything that I'm trying to do. If I'm trying to do something really well, I have that cross-country mindset.
Shoemaker, Cavanaugh, and all their teammates will be back next year, ready to set more records and earn even more awards.
No doubt, two runners with very high pain tolerance. This is Dan Kellen for CHC Insider.
We leave you with some sights and sounds from last week's Fall Festival. 9 local bands showed up at the Summer House to entertain our students. Their sounds ranged from hard rock to smooth jazz.
Change that I am living fast, and I can't find my way
We're here in support of the business club and also all of the bands that are going to be playing here tonight. A lot of them are Chestnut Hill local bands. They're Chestnut Hill College students, and they're really putting their time and effort into making tonight a really great night. Try to get everybody motivated for the up-and-coming semester next year and also coming up finals. So, go CHC.
You want white gloves on Easter and you hardly ever lie.
That's it for this edition of the CHC Insider. Let us know if you have any stories you'd like us to cover.
Catch you later, CHC.